Hi, welcome back to another one of my videos. Probably this is like the second part of the video where I will talk about different kind of wood and everything. So yeah, in case you're new to my channel, you might want to consider subscribing it. And for you good folks who have been with me for all these years, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, I just dive right into the video, continuing from the other videos. This new series. Not really a new series, but a series that I've been trying to work on for many years, but just didn't really get a chance to do it. Hopefully, I can do a little bit more for this year. Yeah, I'm a Singaporean based in Japan for the past 20 years, and I live in Nagano, specifically in Karizawa, a small little ski resort town. So in the previous video, I talked about the machine. As you can see here, the machine that I used to do my woodwork. How do I switch the video over? I don't think I can switch the video over. Yeah, it's just oh yeah, so welcome back. I'm sorry for the weird card. I was trying to get the video, no, the camera on the phone, the iPhone that I'm usually film my videos on, to flip to the front camera, but apparently I couldn't do it while it's recording. So yeah, let's just continue the video. Yeah, I was talking about this machine in the previous video. It's what is that? A wood splitter that runs on gasoline. Basically, you will go to the petrol station and then fill up with a regular petrol, not the high octane, and then they fill up the gasoline here, and then that's like a carburetor style, like a pool. What is that? Snap cord. I don't know. It's like, I don't know what you call this. And then there are like little levers here. Basically, you want to put the lever for the fuel to be on, and then if you are doing this from a cold start, you want to choke the engine first with fuel, and then you pull this, and then you can hear like a rumble that is probably gonna start, and then you put it to run, and then you pull it, because if you keep this lever and choke and you keep pulling this rip cord, it will flood too much fuel into the engine and cause trouble. So you can probably hear the difference in the rumble. So if you get one of these machines, just make sure you got all this right. It's kind of like the chainsaw that runs on gasoline as well. And then there's a lever here that says tortoise. There's a tortoise and a rabbit. If you put it on all the way to the right, it's slow, and if you put it all the way to the left, it's fast. So what does this slow and fast? What does this lever do? Basically, it's this pump. If you put it too fast, when you work on this lever, you pull it forward. This device would just move forward at a faster pace than compared to when you put it slow. It just goes slowly. Basically, it's like how you use it. If you're very proficient and very used to this machine, you can put it as fast. If you're not so proficient, you might want to put it on slow and work it slowly. And these two like heavy-duty steel bars will hold the round locks in place, and then when this machine, there's a little groove here you can see, and it's gonna just wedge onto the whatever wood that you're trying to split, and it'll just force it through this metal wedge here, and it's gonna split the wood. One thing to be careful about such machines is you might want to wear like one of these steel toe boots. You can get it pretty cheap at our home centers here in Japan. It's got like a steel toe and front. So this is one thing you got to be careful, because when the lock get pushed through here, something's gonna fall to the side. So if you're not careful, it's gonna hit your toes, and you'll be screaming, with a sore foot after that. So it does happen. So you just gotta be really careful and see where the wood is gonna fall to the side. And the other thing to note is you don't want your hands to be here when the wood is pushing through and you're holding this lever down. You don't want your hands to be there. You want to always be make sure your hands are clear from there. So just one thing you got to take note of. And going through the different kind of wood, I was talking about in the previous video, this is pine wood. The Japanese call it the matsu. If it's red in color, it's probably the akamatsu, the red matsu. These are very, very not good quality wood that is good to start fire with. You kind of want to get them down to really, really small pieces, and start fire with them. And then I come down here, you can see these are the very good wood. This is called Nara. I think it's Japanese. Nara, I don't know how to translate maybe it's Japanese cedar or pine or oak. I think it might be oak. These are very, very, very tough wood, very hard. If you try to split these with an splitting maul, you need proper technique, because if you swing the axe down full strength on this, probably the axe is gonna fly back on you. So it's gonna waste, you're just gonna waste a lot of energy trying to work on wood like that. So the way to get it is you leave it out in the sun. After the rain, the outside will be a little bit wet, and then you leave it to dry for a few days, and then it's very good to work on that after that. If not, just leave it out in the a rack in the sun for a couple of years, and it will start to dry and it'll start to crack. So this was relatively still very fresh wood. So you can see, I left that for about, I don't know, a year or two. It's still, there's not a lot of cracks on it, compared to others that has been out for many years. There's a lot more cracks on it. You can see all the wood are here. I got a whole pile here. Basically, I gotta work on all this when I got time. And the doors in the back that's been around for, I don't know, 5 to 8 years. So the bottom pieces are probably rotting. So yeah, the surface is all black compared to all this. So I gotta start on work on those too. These are like pine as well. These are very, very weak wood. Yeah, you can see the bark of the tree is all going out. So yeah, those are not very good. So yeah, when you hold wood like that up, you can feel it. It's very light. All this cheap wood, you just want to cut it on the small pieces, and the hard ones here, you want to keep them in big blocks to burn through the night. And I was telling you in the previous video, I don't know if you guys can see here, there's a lot of different small tiny holes here. These are all made by insects, and the tiny holes are made by spiders, So yeah, you get a lot of creaking noises. So what happens if I try to split all this open, you can see all the bugs and everything inside. I mean, every one of these log has holes on it. The insects are just making holes and putting the small larvae and everything, the eggs inside, and start to grow. So and when the time is right, you hear all that creaky noises. It's all usually from the little spider holes. The tiny ones are usually done by spiders, and then some of them fill up the holes with a little, like a plug like that, So as long as you dry your wood outside, you will get bugs and everything. So it's just part and parcel of life, to live with nature. And then we get all this like a plastic cheap cargo baskets to put up all the different pieces of wood. So I used to stack my wood out in like a specific way that I organize them, but I don't really have not been doing all this wood for a couple of years. So my father-in-law and my friends came over and help out. So they kind of randomly stack them. So it is what it is. Yeah. So the tree bark itself, they are very, very good to start fire as well. As you can see, this is from one of those older oak trees. It's got a lot of this flaky dry stuff. You want to make sure all this is properly dry and wet. It's very, very good to start fire with these, because they're like tinder. Yeah, you don't need to make extra tinder. You just pull all this off the bark of the tree on the inside. It's like the skin, and then it's all flaky and everything. And yeah, you get all this out, and you start fire this with newspaper and cardboard and whatnot, and you try to get them down into smaller pieces like that. The fibers and everything is very good to start fire as well. So this is like all natural tinder. So after splitting the wood on this machine, you get all the tree bark falling off, because the wood itself is dry. The bark will start falling off. You want to keep those to start the fire with. Usually you get a whole bunch of them, but yeah, you can choose which one you want to use them, and then you get bits and pieces of small wood falling out. You want to use those as well. And these were done yesterday, freshly. I just split all this wood yesterday. You can see the red ones are pine trees, so you want to cut them in small pieces. So when it gets to a certain size, it's very hard to use the machine to split them into smaller pieces. So When that happens, I either use the small forest axe or the splitting maul to just get them down to smaller pieces to start the fire with. So yeah, basically you get twigs and everything, like all these little twigs are good to start fire as well. The round fat twigs, branches are good to start the fire with. The bigger ones usually, yeah, after you get the fire going, you just put a few of those sizes, the medium size logs inside to build a good amber before you put in the big fat oak pieces so that they burn a lot longer. So usually back then I had them in like small, medium, and large. Small is basically like anything to start fire with, and then medium is to build up the proper ember before putting the big ones in for the night, so they'll last through the morning. But it's all like pretty messy now. Yeah, it's a double stacking what is that, rack that I kind of built with my father-in-law. You can get all this like metal parts from the like any home center in Japan, but you got to know how many pieces that you need. And we didn't really dig like a hole in the ground, so we measured and we put like what is that, concrete blocks, and then the stand, and then basically all this is just bolt on. Yeah, you need more than one pair of hands to get it all bolt on. And then it has a slanting roof with acrylic plastic on the top, so it rains and the snow will just go to the back. Because it's double stacking and the ground, it's just normal ground, it's not reinforced anything. So if you put too much wood on the front or in the middle or something, over time the shed itself will start to give will slant in a certain direction. So initially I put a lot of heavy wood in the middle, and the two sides I put lighter wood, so you can see there's a little bit of what is that, a curve in the middle. And then I put a lot of wood in front, heavy wood in front, and lighter wood on the back. So this rack is tilting a little bit to the front. So sometime over the years we swapped it. I put all the heavy wood on the sides, and then I put the heavy wood on the back to try to get it in balance. Because I think the ground, we worked it from like a regular ground and everything. So if it's reinforced and everything, it might not happen. So what you want to do is before you build a rack, you want to pound the ground down so that it's like flat and everything, so that there's no loose earth. And then you put in your like concrete blocks and then just build on top of it. And then we build a second one here, and that is nearer to the house. And the house is just right there. We got two shed and everything. Yeah, the house is just right there. So when it snows, all this part will be snow, so you gotta make your way down here to bring the wood in and everything. So it's kind of a very different experience here, and then all this wood and everything, if you buy them from like regular home centers here in Japan, they are expensive. They can cost anywhere between like 500 yen to anywhere between like 700, 800 yen for like a few, maybe three, not three, like 5 to 6, maybe 7 pieces of like random wood. You don't get the best wood, because they keep them, the good ones, for themselves. So all this, because we know people who want to dispose of wood. Every time somebody buys a land or clear land to build like a summer house or something, they got a lot of wood to dispose of. So when we ask people, that we know who are in the construction, they're like, okay, we'll give you the wood. So basically we get them for free, but you can choose what kind of wood. So usually, most of the time we get the good ones. We get the really good ones, like the Nara, the oak and everything. So, but the only thing is they're very heavy, and they all comes in like more than 2, maybe to 2, anywhere from 2 to like 5 to 7 meters, and a long wood like that with, I don't know, like maybe 50 centimeter diameter, probably like anywhere between 200 to 400 kilograms. So it's very, very hard to work on them. So you need time and effort. You need a chainsaw or some sort, to cut all this wood. Like this particular one here was about like, I don't know, 5 meters all the way to that edge there. And it's about, I don't know, like 30, maybe 30 centimeters. It's so hard to work with this, I basically got to go analog style, like I wedge like a pole at the bottom there, and then I pry it up, and then I slide this block underneath, and then try to work my way slowly. So now it's half done. Basically you gotta stick a pole in there and wedge it up, and then put another block here so to lift up this front, and then you remove this supporting block here, and then you use the chainsaw to cut down to the size. Usually I'll cut down to about, I don't know, anywhere between 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters, because you know the length that you cut will accommodate you know, the size of your stove. So if you got a giant stove, you probably can put in way bigger, but you know, our stove is sufficient. It's not like super big, so yeah, I cut down the length just nice, and then I dry it up, and then I use the wood splitter to split it just nice, you know. And then this right here is an old, it's a sakura tree that's about, I don't know, 11 years old, probably 12 this year, maybe slightly older. I'm not sure, but yeah, we got it when we moved to this house. When my son was like 1 year old, we planted this tree. It was like yeah, it's like about there, you know. So we planted it. I don't really know how old it is, but it's basically the descendant of the Jindai sakura, which is this 3,000 year old sakura tree in Yamanashi Prefecture, one of the oldest and most what is that, national treasure grade level, really amazing sakura tree. One of the descendants, they kind of like what is that, they grow this tree from, you know, the main tree, and one of our relatives gave it to us, and we planted it here, and then it kind of grew so big over like I don't know, like more than 10 years here. So I think a couple of years ago it did, yeah, the flowers, the sakura flowers are all blooming in spring. This year itself we got a lot of beautiful flowers. The only thing is the tree is so big, and you know, all these trees are out in the wild, so they are very prone to insects, and you know, what is that, in spring, before the sakura actually, after the sakura bloom, when all the fresh leaves will start coming out, and then the bugs will kind of like you know, there was just so many bugs in the tree, and then they roll up the leaves to make a cocoon or something. So it's a very unsightly thing, but because the tree is so big, there's no way for me to climb up and remove all the leaves that are affected. I'll just leave it as it is. It's a very healthy sakura tree. I absolutely love it. There are a few branches, low-lying branches, that I kind of got rid of over the years, because you know, when they're low, they're sticking out, they're kind of hit your head and everything. It's very hard to do any work at the bottom here. So yeah, I cleared all those. And this little island, there's a little island here. I don't know if you can see from the video. There's this old, it's kind of sakura tree, but it's not really a sakura tree. It's just kind of a sakura tree. It's been here for a very long time. So before we got, when we bought the land, it was already here, so we kind of leave it as it is. We kind of trimmed down the top a little bit because it was just going too big, and it's competing in the canopy with, you know, with the sakura tree. So I want to cut it, but my wife and my in-laws was like, yeah, it's part of a sakura tree, one of those species, so just leave it as it is. And I built this little, like a bird deck, and all the worms that I get, all the bugs that I get, you know, all the larvae, fresh juicy ones that I get from the logs, I'll just put them in a bowl here, and once in a while the birds will come and eat it. I try not to put a bird house, because back then I put a bird house around my house. The snakes came over from the, what is that, paddy fields, and the snakes are basically hiding up in the tree, and they're eating all the little birds, so it's not very good. So, you know, the snakes here do climb trees, so yeah, we don't want any more snakes around the house. And there's this particular piece of plot there that is very unhealthy for trees. I don't know why. We planted a few trees there. They all they died over the years. Maybe it's the ground or the pH level or something. It's just a particular slot there, so we kept it empty at the moment. And that is the Japanese, the momiji. It's the, you know, the tree that's very beautiful. Has what is that, awesome autumn colors? Yeah, momiji. I don't know what is it called in English. We had a few of those, but I think we got 4 of those. All 3 died. This is the only one that's very healthy and is growing bigger and bigger every day. And basically, yeah, that's it. You know, it's a huge mess outside here. Outside my house, I can probably squeeze in like 8 cars to 10. But you know, with all this lock and everything out here, I don't suppose I can squeeze in that many cars. This has been around for, I don't know, like 3 to 5 years. I have no time to do this, but this year I decided to just work on it. You know, every now and then when we run out of wood, we'll ask, you know, the people that we know. They'll just drive the truck in, they'll just unload a whole bunch of this giant logs, and we just got to find time to work on them, because it's just not easy. You gotta work every day. I mean, I gotta work every day, my wife's gotta work every day, and the chainsaw, I'm the only one who uses the chainsaw, so it's just not easy. Sometimes I'm tired, I just come home, when I come home, when I finish work, come home, I just want to take a break, have some beer, whiskey, and chill and play my PlayStation. But more often than not, almost every week, anywhere between 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 days, I gotta bring my son to ice hockey. So I come home, I have dinner for like 20-30 minutes, and I bring him to ice hockey, and he finishes his game at, he's training at about like 9:20. So when I reach home, it's probably about like 10:30, and I gotta do the dishes, everything, because it's just me and my wife here. If I don't do the dishes, it's gonna just pile up. She's already so busy cooking for the kids and everything, so yeah, we share the load and everything, just the two of us. Yeah, so I do have like a dedicated dishwasher, but sometimes I still gotta wash the pots and pans, because the pots and the pans don't go into the dishwasher, and it's a standard dishwasher, just doesn't fit all the dishes. So yeah, basically it's a very beautiful place out here. You can hear the cicadas calling out in the summertime, and then the birds are singing, and then we work on the garden here and everything when it's not so hot. But yeah, now it's still in summer, but in Curacao it's still not too bad. It's hot, but it's just doable. So yeah, just break out some sweat. Other than folks in Singapore will probably be rocking, going around and doing all the usual activities like running, jogging. Me, I just kill time here, burn some extra calories, chainsaw, wood, and everything. So yeah, that's my daily, not daily, that's my like a workout, compared to Singaporean is slightly different, because if I don't work on all this wood, we will have trouble in winter when we don't have enough fuel to burn. So I just gotta fill up all that with wood. So basically, if I fill up the whole rack with wood, usually in one season, which is one winter season, which is anywhere between November to April, I would use up probably a half of the wood from each section. So if I split it up, there's like 2 rows, one on the front, one on the back, one on the front, one on the back, one on the front. So there are basically six stacks of wood. So I use up 1, 2, 3 of them, half. So if I fill up all the way to the top, I use up half, I use up half, I use up half. So it's just 3 stacks of wood. Depends. Every winter is different. Some winter is warmer than other winters is colder. So on the colder winters, we usually use a little bit more wood. The bigger wood lasts longer, and those tiny ones that we used to start fire will just burn out really, really fast. So I typically check the weather every now and then in summer, winter. Every season I check the weather, because in winter, when there's like a cold, strong, snowy front coming in, and it's going to be snowing for a few days, I will pack all the different wood in that little basket. Basically, I will keep 2 baskets, one for starting fire, one for sustaining the fire, and I'll bring all that to the front of the house, the porch, and then store up more wood inside the house, so it could last me like 3, maybe 4 days without bringing wood from here to the house. Because when it snows, all this whole area will be covered in snow, and sometimes when it snows really heavily, it will be anywhere between I don't know, as high as my knee, which is about 30, maybe 40 centimeters, which is half of the rack here. We don't get like really giant snowfall. Many years ago we did get like a freakish snow for basically 2 straight days, and 1.5 meters. So the snow was until like half right up to my chest. But back then we didn't have this house. I was living at another place, like a rented place. I didn't have my own place yet, so we don't really know. But these days, due to global warming, we don't get really that much snow. Every year we hope for more snow, because snow is good for for the eyes. For me, you know, who doesn't love snow? Everyone loves snow, so it's fun to play the snow outside. But yeah, I just gotta get all this ready for winter, and then we gotta clear. I don't really clear the snow outside here. I got the snow shovel and everything, but I don't really clear because you know the cars. I use the cars to just drive in out and just leave the snow at it because it's just beautiful to have snow outside here. So if when all this wood, you know, over the years we don't cut them and we don't stack them out under the proper shelter, when the snow comes in, it would just cover all the wood, and because under the thick layer of snow, there's a lot of moisture at the bottom. When the snow melts, it will seep into the wood, so the wood will be damp. So over time, it will start to rot, and all the insects and ants and everything, especially the ants, will start to build nests inside the wood. So when you touch them and try to work on them, they will just break up. It's just so brittle. I don't know if I can show you guys here. I think I did a couple of wood here yesterday. I can show you guys here. I think this is a good one to show you guys. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. If you leave the wood out there for too long, you can see this. Wait, hold on. I'll just put it up where you can see it. It's hard to film it with one hand. So basically, this is the skin, the most outer part of the wood, which is the softest part of the wood, where the rain and the moisture gets in. So it becomes so soft, it becomes so brittle. You can see it's all the powder and everything. So you can see there's a lot of holes. So the insects will start to build nests. They'll start to drill holes inside and build nests, and all the bugs will be inside. Further down, usually it's too hard, so the insect doesn't go all the way to the inside. But on the outside, on the surface, this part is very brittle. It will just crumble. So sometimes you get like bees and everything. I don't know. There's a whole different kind of bugs inside, and it's all like, yeah, you can see it's dust and everything, because the insect will just chew up all this wood and everything, and make nests out of it. It's all very dusty. So that's what happens, to all kinds of wood if you leave it out for too long. You don't work on them, and all the moisture start seeping in. The insects will just take advantage of it, because it's just me versus the insects. I don't think I can win the insects, because just so many of them. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. A short video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Me, the Singaporean, living out there in the wild in Japan, doing things that most Singaporeans don't get to do. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, do pop them out in the comments. As much as I can, I'll try to answer your comments. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I'll just be working on the wood there later. That's the job for me. That's what I'm supposed to do in the weekend. So thank you so much for checking out my videos. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.